What are we doing, guys? Lord of the Mysteries is the next solo leveling. What? What are we talking about? Fast and Furious is the next Lord of the Rings trilogy. McDonald's is the next Michelin 3-star French cuisine. What in the hell kind of comparison we making? The context is from this tweet. She be just be making shit up. Lord of the Mysteries is looking to sweep this year for anime. In the coming weeks, we will see the intense hype for the anime and the community surge to new heights of popularity. Get ready to see Lord of the Mysteries versus Soul Leveling consistently on the timeline once the anime pops off. Only the most just ignorant and dumbest retard would be actually comparing this two series. Why would you ever bother again comparing, let's say, Solo Leveling, which is basically Fast and Furious, action, hype, cars, family? Then you got Lord of the Mysteries. I think that maybe maybe Lord of the Rings or some of those more, kind of series, you can clearly see it's totally different stuff, right? Now, in terms of popularity and what's mainstream, I don't even know if Lord of the Mysteries is going to be that mainstream considering the nature of its content, and it's probably going to filter out. Like, I guarantee you there is like no overlap between Solo Leveling fans who enjoy this shit. Like the crayon eaters that watch Solo Leveling probably can't last the first episode of Lord of the Mysteries. Solo Leveling versus Lord of the Mysteries is such a funny comparison to me. Like, they're not similar, and respectfully, we all know one completely sweeps the other. Oh, they aren't compatible, but we know that we'll see it. It's just like, I noticed that, see, this is not the first time, right? Shibi loves doing this shit. And hey, all the power to him. But I feel like, remember the other tweet that we farmed from him too, where he was like, oh man, this is gonna get so toxic. Lord of the Mysteries is gonna get so toxic when the anime airs. It's like, bro, why are you saying that shit? Right? Like, you don't need to say it. No matter how true it may be, the fact that you are basically saying this shit will make it a self-fulfilling prophecy and then propagate more of this narrative from, actually realizing itself. And then other people will hate on you. You're putting a target on your back. But YouTubers just making shit up for the sake of engagement. Hey, so am I, right? Let's see the video.
The comparison between Solo Leveling and Lord of the Mysteries has always been funny to me. Like, I've seen so many posts claiming that LOTM's anime is going to be the next Solo Leveling. Let's like these two series.
Well, I think the comparison that was made was that one screenshot where, we were comparing the frame rates, right? Of like, oh, average frames per second for Solo Leveling this versus Lord of the Mysteries that. And, the comparisons were being made from that scene.
These two series could not be more different. One is straight up oro farming fast-paced action slop.
What did he just say?
Let's like these two series could not be more different. One is straight up oro farming fast-paced
Oro farm. I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know. The way that he said aura there, it just kind of got me off guard.
Is straight up oro farming fast-paced action slop, and I don't even mean this as
he did. He said aura with the hard R. He rolled that shit.
It's an insult, since Solo Leveling knows what it is and leans into it, while the other one is a slow burn mystery series. Like, yeah, there is some fighting, but the real focus is on unraveling deep lore and uncovering hidden truths about the world. It's more
exactly, and you could even make the same comparisons for ReZero and Solo Leveling. Do you think there is much of an overlap? I just don't think so, right? Like, if you maybe you should compare Solo Leveling and Gachakura. I think that is much of a better comparison to be making, considering the hype there is for Gachakura coming into summer 2025. And I think there is definitely much of an overlap between the audiences that enjoy, again, I don't want to call it Gachakura a crayon eating show, but just based off of my, initial reaction on the trailer and the content itself, it seems just like a hype fest, right? Definitely there's more mysteries and stuff going on there, conspiracies. What else is there? Kaiju 8, right? There's Kaiju 8 Season 2 coming back. Maybe even Sakamoto Days to an extent, right? But Lord of the Mysteries? What the fuck we comparing these two for?
More about the atmosphere and world building than flashy battles. Personally, I can't think of a single category that Solo Leveling outshines LOTM in, though to be fair, that's not exactly a high bar. That said, it's hard to imagine LOTM hitting those same heights of popularity. Solo Leveling blew up because it's basically the blueprint for fast food action stories.
Absolutely. Again, I just don't see Lord of the Mysteries getting this type of mainstream appeal, man. No matter how great your show is, again, you got to think about like the demographics at play, right? There's a reason why children's content gets the most numbers on YouTube. Doesn't mean that children's content is the best content just because it has more numbers. No. Bigger number doesn't mean better content, but you got to think about who is the audience. There's a lot more kids out there and a lot more crayon eaters out there, right? And what I'm trying to tell you is there's a lot more people that will be able to watch Solo Leveling and other shows like that with their brains turned off. And they don't need to have their brains turned on and analyze and deeply think about the anime. If they just want to simply watch a aura farming hype show after a hard days of work and enjoy and relax, great, that's perfectly fine. And there's more of those people than the people that will watch Lord of the Mysteries and get super sweaty into it. This is going to be a niche anime. I hope that even though in its own niche, that it's going to be able to be big enough, substantially big enough to compete with the metrics of other isekai shows that's been dominant internationally, like ReZero and Mushoku Tensei. So we'll see where it goes.
You don't need to think much or analyze anything. Just press play, turn off your brain, and enjoy the ride. That kind of accessibility gives it a way broader appeal, which
absolutely way lower barrier of entry. Just turn brain off, enjoy the show versus turn brain on. And like, I hate the, listen, like, you can think that you're better than the crayon eaters just because like you think that you watch better shows. But like at the end of the day, I think it's an absolute retarded opinion to have, to think that you're like smarter than people who watch Solo Leveling simply because they want to turn their brain off and just enjoy something. This is entertainment at the end of the day. People just want to watch some shows and just have a good time. And if they want to do that with their Solo Leveling and not be sweaty by, you know, analyzing deeply of like other shows, like let's say fucking Monster or like Madoka or some of the other big brain shows that a lot of people talk about, right? Perfect. Go for it. It's just like, what kind of pizza are you here for? You here for vegetarian pizza? You here for pepperoni pizza? You here for seafood pizza? They're all great in their own different ways. And to compare different categories, it's pretty fucking stupid.
Which is why it's such a massive hit. On the other hand, Lord of the Mysteries anime from right at the start is going to hit the viewers with a massive amount of information that they need to remember. And
I wonder how this is going to work. Because like, there's a lot of hype being built up. Let's just think about ReZero in the beginning too. I like the introduction of ReZero in season 1. It wasn't just a huge exposition drop and I felt like I'm exploring this world and eventually got to know more of the secrets. Like, what I'm trying to say is, will Lord of the Mysteries be able to hook in the audience from the beginning? Well, I'm sure for the target audience, they'll be able to because they enjoy the vast world building and the mysteries, right? And more like just big brain, just theory crafting and stuff. But again, it's just like, I wonder if the average fan that just heard of Lord of the Mysteries that's watching through Crunchyroll will be able to just kind of watch this shit and be able to enjoy it. I don't know. We'll have to just wait until, you know, next week.
due to this, a lot of people might feel overwhelmed and possibly grow to dislike.
That's definitely true, bro. Absolutely.
Information.
These are my takes about, you know, the nature of Solo Leveling, why it's so mainstream and popular. If you still don't understand why series like Demon Slayer or Solo Leveling are so popular, just, again, think about the demographic, bro. There's a lot of people who just want to eat some crayons and watch fun, hype shows. They don't need to think about it. They can just have fun. And there's more people like that, again, than the sweaty people who wants to just deeply dive into shit like this. It's like comparing convenient fast food with fine dining. Exactly. What did I say in the beginning, right? McDonald's versus Michelin 3-star French cuisine. Shadow Slave overshadows Solo Leveling in action 100 out of 10. I keep seeing Shadow Slave being brought up in these comment sections, man. Apparently a lot of people are talking great things about it. It's like comparing good-looking beer against fine wine. Some people prefer the beer, but the wine will need time to be amazing. Another great analogy, in my opinion. They're completely aimed towards a different demographic. Solo Leveling is switch your brain off, wackadoodle with great animation, Lord of the Mystery clears and everything else. Many people will drop it after 2 episodes before they can even experience the masterpiece that is Lord of the Mysteries, because we know that people who watch anime nowadays just want action and high, even if it doesn't have a good story. Whereas Lord of the Mysteries Volume 1 is as slow, like very slow. Don't get me wrong, the ending is very worth it. They're not going to survive till that. Remember they called Free Run boring and trash? But here's the thing, even if some people called Free Run boring and trash, the vast amount of like people that it was able to reach and the ratings that it got, I think shows that like it did perfectly fine, right? Free Run is not a failed project. People did not get filtered from it. There is people that really enjoy this shit. And that's also what I'm really hoping for, that Lord of the Mysteries, listen, I'm not asking for the next like crazy big hype show to just go mainstream, but at the very least survive within our niche of heavy isekai dweebs, you know, that wants to theory craft and enjoy the world building and the mysteries. And hopefully it's going to be one of the better performing series, you know, next season. Like if it just is on that ReZero Mushoku Tensei level, I'm just perfectly fine with it. But I hope that more people will be able to just kind of explore shows outside of their comfort zone and try something like Lord of the Mysteries rather than just watching Solo Leveling 2, the Solo Leveling 3, and whatever fucking battle shonen, you know, bullshit that people just eat up. Please check out Ellen Historian. Link to the video right over here. Go give it a like. Careful for spoilers though. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.